In a lot of these songs, we can play the F without having to bar these first two strings. But we don't want to hear this E, because then it becomes an F major 7. Great for songs like David Bowie, Space Odyssey. It's an F major 7. Doesn't sound so great if we play it as a major. You can really hear the difference. Where this F major 7 makes the song right there. Now in the Lumineers song, we don't want to hear the major 7. We want to hear an F major. So what I get most of my students to do is try to mute this string out with finger 1, let it touch it a bit. Or don't strum it. That way you're still getting the elements of F major with just these 3 strings. You could play an F major 2 with finger 3 up there and your pinky below. Again, not hitting the bottom one. If we add the bottom one, we're at the 7th degree of the scale, which makes it a major 7 at that point. F major 7, which comes from the key of C. It's the 4 chord of C. So yeah, when we're playing the Lumineers or any of those songs, we can either mute it out with finger 1, getting it to lightly touch. Here I'm not touching it, just bring my finger down a bit and I'm touching it. I try to actually bar them, and it's only because I can. But I relate to my students on how hard an F was when I first had to do it. There was no way I could do this. Not a chance I could play an F like that. It took me a long time. Because this finger here has to press on 2 strings, and the thing that I see a lot of people coming in to try to do an F is they got their finger bent like this. So it's sitting flat, but their knuckles like this. So I let all my students know one of the best things to do for an F chord is getting to try and bring your wrist forward and make your knuckle bend backwards a little bit, but don't kill it. Like I show people this and they're like, oh, but just a little bit, just so that the pad of your finger, this part of your finger can connect with both those strings. If you can get those 2 working every day, you just try a little bit. And make sure that the tip of it kind of is, you're not perfectly straight, in other words, with your finger. It's more pointing this way because we do have a diagonal shape here. You know, you can bring your wrist up a little bit like this. Sometimes I'll play like this with the back of my hand, grabs like that. I try not to do that too much, but sometimes we have to. And for this chord, it makes it a whole lot easier to play. But if you can keep your wrist off the back of the neck, that is really good. And trying to get it to go up to C. So basically fingers 2 and 3 go up 1 string and finger 1 just presses on string 2, fret 1. But just get this first is the hardest part. And then if you can get those 2 working together, just every day you maybe strum it 4 times. 1, 2, 3, and maybe pick a chord, go to E minor, 1, 2, and then think about finger 1 going back down to that F, and only strum those 2. Now if you can get those 2 working, then we can try to put finger 2 in on string 3, like that. So we get that. And then we can try to put finger 3 in on string 4 after we get those. But I would work it in stages. Few days doing this, few days working on that, and you're going to feel it. You're going to feel it here in your hand, here on your arm, and here in your finger. A lot of pressure there. That's why I do suggest electrics are a lot easier to press on. And then finger 3 on string 4, fret 3 after you get those. The other way of playing the F was what I talked about earlier, not barring these 2, but muting out the bottom string. So if we hit it, we don't hear it. We just hear this nice triad chord. Sounds beautiful. And a beautiful F major 7 with hearing the bottom string open. Again, great for that David Bowie, Space Odyssey. I find getting from E minor to F can be tricky for most too. So I always try to get everybody to think about these 2 landing and then those 2. Don't try to do it this way and then those two, because remember your pick's going to hit here first, so we want to be kind of timed really well. So a couple songs there. In the key of C, we're really working from, we did C to D minor to E. So C would be 1, D minor is the second chord, E minor is the third chord of the key of C, and F major would be your fourth chord. So I was just going to work on getting from E minor to F and not worrying about barring the bottom two for now. Something you can work on just a little bit every day, and don't get too frustrated that it's not going to happen your first day. Music teaches you that all good things come in time. You have to put a little bit of work in. All of a sudden you're going to wake up one day and it'll be like, yay, I can do an F chord. So we all go through those things with guitaring. You're not the only one if you think you are, so just wanted to let you know that. And you can see my fingers really pointing in this diagonal shape, and I'm trying to reach 2 right up to 3 here and 3 up to there. You know, so you might need to bring your wrist like this to get it too. That's fine. I can get it like this or like that. And then try to work from E minor. Maybe you want to do the easy F and get really good at barring those bottom 2. And you see my finger 2 is right ready over that other note. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then back down. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then back up. 1, 2, and then maybe you want to get 2 fingers for your F and just strum the bottom 3 with finger 2. Get those good, and then try to get finger 3 in there. That's a time thing, so that's why I get most of my students not to worry about barring and just mute that string out. All right, and then we can get through that change really quick. So E minor to F we just did, and we could use the F major 7 too. Depending on what song you're doing, like I said, the Lumineers, they use an F major. So we don't want to hear this 7. We don't want to hear it like... I've been trying to do it right. I've been living a lonely life. Right? So basically that's the idea of our E minors to our Fs. Try to remember the names of your chords too, guys. It's really helpful when you're looking up songs. Sometimes it's nice just to go E minor, 2, 3, and then play the first strum and call it out. E minor. That way you're remembering, you're working on remembering things while practicing. F, 2, 3, 4, F, 2, 3, back to E minor, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and then back to F, 4, call it out, F, 2, 3, 4, F, 2, 3, 4, and then E minor. You're already learning the first 2 chords to Space Odyssey too. 2, 3, 4. If you want the strum for it, it's down, down, and up, down, up, down, up, down, and up, down, up, down, up, down. Usually I use all 4 fingers, so I got 3 on 5 and pinkies on 4. Alright, so some chords for a couple songs that we're actually working on in different keys and showing you how they're used in songs. Please work through them and get good at them, and yeah. See you back here soon, guys. Please hit the subscribe button and have a great day. Bye for now.